to you, Murthy, as a mentor. I mean, you're matched pretty narrowly, and we always say that's the magic of mentoring, and you can leverage it when you match engineer to engineer, process engineer to process engineer, mayor to mayor. That's the first time I heard about that. But in what ways were you able to specifically make a difference for Jianping?
One way is we are in the same profession, so I could give him the ideas of the work we do, how we do, and how the jobs are executed here. And another an important thing was Jianping himself was very proactive, and he had clear ideas of where he wanted to go, and then what he wanted from me, and another thing was we did have, through our mentoring partnership with Kayak, we had a roadmap how to go through mentoring in a structured way, and that helped us to be on track. And then after the initial few times we met, then it was more like what he really wanted from me. Like I was acting like a sounding board for him, and then to clarify his ideas and strategize to find new employment. Mm-hmm. So I think it's overall like he did like 90% of the work, and it's only 10% of my work to just listen to him and analyze his ideas.
That sounds like a great mantra, 90%, 10%, but I'm sure you did more than 10%. Murthy, tell me a little bit about coaching for interviews, because we hear from mentors that is a great part of their opportunity and challenge.
Yeah, that's one of the activities we talked about right in the beginning, and then we had the mock interviews. And if I was recruiting a new engineer into my company, what technical questions I'll be asking, what HR questions I'll be asking. So those kind of mock interviews kind of clarified, how we should communicate, how he should communicate with potential employers. And then also, our company also helped us, like they organized mock interview sessions for the new mentees. And we did have workshops for mentors too, where
this is at SNC-Lavalin?
Yeah, it's within SNC-Lavalin in partnership with Kayak, yeah.
Excellent. Daniel, sadly, your mentee was not able to join us.
But she found a job.
She found a job, which is good.
She's working.
Yeah. We were really keen to have her here. She came to Canada from North Africa 2 years ago. How did you help her in general and specific ways?
That's a good question. It's a question that I was asking myself. At the time of the mentorship began, because I said to myself, to what extent I can help this person, and I would say that it's probably by helping her to maybe understand a little bit more what she is, what would be her preference, because when I looked at her resume at the time, it was a description to me in my mind of the technical thing that she has learned. And so as a recruitment person, and maybe for those of you in the room that working in recruitment, sometimes the challenge for a person who apply for a job is to match what you are with the enterprise need. So so she told me at the time, I'm sending don't remember exactly, it was maybe 30 applications a week, which is just too much, not really strategically oriented to what would be her preference. So I help her maybe to adjust a little bit what she is with the demand, and maybe to target more specific enterprise that would offer her the job that she was searching. And at the time, what I have learned from that is that she wanted to find a job. Mm-hmm. That's it, that's all. And to me, it was, you have to adjust a little bit. You have to find a job, yes, but you have to find the right job. And if you're not able to match this, you may continue to search for a long time. But when you're a new immigrant and you are coming in this country, seeing people working, and you're during a certain amount of time not working, this is this is scary. So I help her a little bit also to be more, I would say, to act with more serenity, I would say. But at the beginning, I didn't know that it would lead to that. I discovered that by discussing with her.
So you discovered capacities in yourself that you maybe didn't recognize. What do you think? What are the qualities of a good mentor?
Interest in have interest in the cause, interest in what is this country is is becoming, interest in others, and how I would say when you want to help others, support people, and learn from that. So I think that when you have the opportunity to do that, you may a little bit actualize what the challenge in your head. You will actualize the challenge that this country is presently having, and participate to that, to help.
So you're talking about walking in someone else's shoes.
Absolutely, empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy would be a good thing to have, I would say.
Is a good word.
Yeah.
So let me adjust the question a little bit to you, Murthy. What did you, because we say, and all the literature, all the science on mentoring says, regardless of whether it's immigrant to immigrant, youth to youth, all the literature and science about mentoring says that in the end, it is the mentor who benefits. So tell me how did you benefit? What did you learn about yourself that's going to help you in your career?
Well, I got a friend now, and it so happens that he works for my important client. So
well, that helps.
It's a good business proposition. And another thing was it's really heartening to see him develop himself and get a job and then progress in his career, and I'm sure I'll be in touch with him. And the whole exercise or the whole mentoring process was actually quite well structured with support from our own company, SNC Lavalin, and also from CRIAC. So it was easy for us to get into the relationship, and the atmosphere was created before. The expectations were clear. We had our own partnership agreement. So, and the whole process was very stress-free for me, and then and it was quite, the way it was done through our company was quite useful.
My name is Meng Stapsege. I'm with Last Year World Skills in Ottawa. And what I wanted to ask is, I know mentorship is about building relationships. And this morning and from many of our experiences, we know that it works. Most of the mentorship match actually end up in real meaningful jobs, just as we heard this morning. But the odd times, we could also end up with matches that are not successful. And I'm asking this question for anyone who has any suggestions. What do we do when that happens? For whatever reasons, either it's because of expectations or any other experience, the two matches didn't work. How do we re-engage the mentor and the mentee in any other future matches?
I think that's an excellent question. I'm going to suggest, Daniel, you take a shot at it before I ask one of the professional mentoring coordinators in the room to try and answer that.
I mean, mentorship is about frankness. It's about, giving, discussing about the reality, the challenges. So when something like this happen, I think it's important to exchange around the issue and decide, together if you will continue or not. I'm saying also that, upfront when you start the relationship, you have to maybe to discuss about that possibility. So down the road, it's possible that the matching is not good, and you just have to find another mentor or another relationship to make it work. it's based only on the relationship. It's not based on, the value of each individual. It's just the fit that's not great.
So I wonder if there is a mentoring professional in the room who'd like to tell us what happens when a mentoring relationship doesn't work because there are two personalities, they don't like each other's noses, whatever. Is there someone in the room who's going to answer that? Thank you.
So I'm Catalina, and I'm with Bow Valley College. So when that happens, it's a case-by-case situation. So we'll talk to the mentor and find out, what the issues were, and also with the mentee. And if there's a way to make it work, we'll try and make it work. And that's part of our role as the mentoring coordinator, is to be there as a support for the mentor and the mentee. When it doesn't work, we have it in the partnership agreement that if a relationship doesn't work, that both parties can pull out of it. And again, like Danielle said, it has nothing to do with the individuals themselves. And for the mentors, it's really important for them to know that it's not that they failed in their role as a mentor.
Okay.
It's not about that. And I think that's sometimes there because the relationship is important to them. They want to make this work. They've come in with really good intentions. They've come in with their heart into that relationship. So sometimes they feel like they've done something wrong. So it's really being able to assess what those situations were, or what the real issues were. And if they can be worked out, that's great. And if they can't be, then we just say, okay, that's the end of that one, and try and re-engage them with someone else the next time. And we learned from it too. Was it the match? Was it because it wasn't specific? Was it because someone was HR and, the mentee was expecting someone different?
And starting up a mentoring program, where would you suggest they start? What advice would you give them? Anyone take us?
Well, it was prepared for us through our HR and CREAC. Now, if you're starting a program in your organization, I think it's better to see the resources available out there and maybe coordinate with them. But I would suggest a structured program, a plan from the beginning, how we are going to recruit mentors and how we are going to partner them with mentees. So once you have a structured program in place, I think things will work out fine. Without a structured program, personally as a mentor, I would be very anxious. I would be worried how it is going to turn out. So I'm not willing to really go ahead and start mentoring. But if once I know that there is a structured program in place and there is help for me and people are going to coach me and walk me through the steps, then it's easy for me to volunteer and do the mentoring.